another completed week. Today I'm going to talk about, we always talk about mindset. And one thing that was on my mind this morning was those who wait for change to come to them only encourage failure and destruction. You know, sometimes people say, good things come to those who wait, right? These are sayings, right? Mm-hmm. But who says these things? Who do you think usually is the one who promotes good things come to those who wait? Yeah. There's people that are trying to instill some type of help in themselves, right? They try to give themselves a reason to wait for something. If you say something like that, hey, be patient, be patient, be patient. In some things you do need patience. But we're talking about life-changing circumstances. We're talking about going from living in poverty to being able to take care of your family, your kids, yourself, right? Don't we always say if you don't have it, you can't give it to somebody else? Mm-hmm. So I would say that we must be unwilling to wait for the changes in order to encourage the changes we want for success and completion. Right? So, when you think about it, when someone says good things come to those who wait, there's another part to that, but not for those who wait too late. So we want changes. We want things to happen. We want things to move along. We want things to grow. And we decide one day, okay, today's that day. Today's the day that we're going to change the rest of our circumstances or whatever circumstances that bothers us. Today is that day. Once you get out there in it, in the world, in the fight, you'll be so focused on what you're doing that you have less time to focus on things that you don't have. The stuff that makes you worry. The stuff that makes you angry. The stuff that makes you sad. The stuff that makes you depressed. Because all of these things are bad, aren't they? Those are bad emotions a lot of times, aren't they?
Yes.
But what do you think they would derive from? Sadness, depression, failure, pain. What would you say, action-wise, would encourage those feelings that I just named?
Not doing anything.
Right, waiting.
Just sit around.
Waiting, right? And what happens when someone's unwilling to wait for doom to come to them? Has anyone ever seen the movie Troy? The wall of Troy had never been breached, right? For eons and eons, right? Since they built it, never been breached. Walls have never been breached. That's what everybody kept saying in the meetings and everything else, Hector came back and told his father now, not just the ruler of all US of A to them, but his father. And he said, and this is the leader of the entire army. Number one, protector of the entire country of Troy, right? He said, we need to let them leave now. We don't need to go take this fight to them at this point because we will underestimate them. If they come back, we'll beat them back again. The king didn't listen. Now I say, okay, we said, well, they didn't wait. Well, but they weren't structured either. They don't know what was waiting for them on the other side of the beach, right? And the reason why they won or were winning the first part of the battle, not war, but battle, because we know how it ended, right? The reason they won the first part of the battle is because the Momonids weren't engaged in the war, in the first fight. There was dissension amongst the ranks. He saw it. He understood because he's always been in the middle of the fight, right? Hey, one of their strongest groups is not a part of this. This is a little bit easier for us. But he also understood that is a reason not to underestimate the Greeks. Because if you go to them, you will ignite and then reunite, possibly, the Mohammedans to the regular Greek army, which is what happened, didn't it? Further underestimation. The Greeks build a Trojan horse. So they figure, okay, we can't beat their forces in front of the door because of the way they're set up. They're structured. We're not. We're just a bunch of vigilantes and gangsters, and we trying to run into it, and they just got it set up to where they could destroy us or kill us before we get there. They had the daggone, arrow, the archers on the walls, which they didn't even have to come near you, right? Then you had thousands of people on the front line. You had to get through them to even get to the wall, put your hand on the wall, right? So most of the people, when you remember when they ran into the wall, boom, it just stopped right there. And then all of a sudden the wall started coming toward them because they were coming this way and jumping into the spears and everything else, right? Remember? I know you're like, okay, you're talking about this movie, and I'm like, boom, but watch how closely you can relate, you can take life circumstances out of this movie. They get the Trojan horse. They can't beat them, so they design the Trojan horse knowing that these people now are so cocky and arrogant that do you realize they could have torched the Trojan horse and burned all of those Trojans those Greeks that were in there. No war.
Right.
Just torch that. They had those fire piles, those fireballs, right? They had this stuff. They didn't even have to touch it if they didn't want to. They could have torched this thing and they burned everybody that was dead anyway, didn't they? Back then?
Yeah, say leave it anyway.
He said leave it, right? But Perseus said burn it. He didn't just say leave it. He said burn it. And as much as I couldn't stand him, Paris. I couldn't stand him, right? But that was something true. But then once again, one of his sons said something, he didn't listen. Because it's his son, and you guys got these rankings, but I'm gonna go by their experiences and what they say. They go for bird signs and this, that, and the other. Okay, yeah, let's go attack. We saw an eagle clutching a snake in his talons. Well, the reason why you saw an eagle kept clutching a snake in his talons is because that's his food. That's what you could do. I think you could do that when the Greeks aren't on your beach. This is why I say sometimes I don't mind when someone says be patient. I just don't want you to be patient and stay waiting for something to come to you. Patience, when you have already done something, does materialize results. Planting seeds in the ground and then being patient, taking care of it, but being patient will result in some plants, crops. When they went to sleep, they had to be patient, didn't they? The Greeks had to be patient for a long time, didn't they? Because they took it there in the morning, right? They had to stay in that horse all day, until that late hour night, when everybody went to sleep and they knew everybody was asleep. Then they started coming out of the horse, didn't they? Then they got the guy with the fire up there to do the signal to the other millions or however many there was, to the other troops. Let's go. We got control of the gate now. So the Trojans lose. Troy is burned. Right? How does that relate to life? The way it relates to life is we can be powerful. We can be powerful but not realize our power. Not realize, we know we can do certain things in life. We know we can, right? What I want us to do is I want us to attack